Okay, this is going to be the last video for covalent, and then we're done with bonding, and we'll start a new unit, okay? So this is actually naming. Now you need to realize that ionic naming and covalent naming are completely different. And the reason for that is ionic bonding, we take the lowest whole number, so the lowest smallest whole number ratio. In covalent bonding, we don't reduce numbers. Therefore, we need a new naming system to identify how or what kind of molecule we have, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is develop these things called, or these prefixes that we're going to use to identify how many atoms are in a specific molecule, okay? So you are responsible for having these prefixes memorized for your test on Wednesday, okay? So we're only going to go up to 10 with prefixes, and I have some things that can help us remember what these prefixes are. So 1 is mono, okay? 2 is di, okay? 3 is tri, like a tricycle. 4 is tetra, okay? Now this one's different. You probably are used to seeing 4 as quad, okay? So you've probably either heard of or played Tetris before, and the reason why it's called Tetris is because each piece in the Tetris game has 4 blocks in its piece. Okay, so that's why Tetris is called Tetris, because each game piece inside of Tetris has 4 blocks. Okay, so tetra is 4, 5 is penta, like the pentagon, 6 is hexa, like a hexagon, 7 is hepta, 8 is octa, 9 is nona, and 10 is, I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart, it's deca. Okay, all right, so luckily, all of our covalent bonds end in "ide", okay? So all of these names would be "ide", etc., okay? Now, let's go ahead and just name a couple of these. So obviously, if there's no subscripts, that just means there's one of each, okay? Now, I don't need to put mono on my first element if there's just one. I only need to use mono if there is one as the second element. So for instance, this would be carbon monoxide. Well, it's just ox. It would be IDE. Okay, so carbon monoxide. So you've heard of carbon monoxide before. That is CO. Okay. Second one. There's just one carbon, so it's going to be carbon. And there's 2 oxygens this time, so it's going to be dioxide. So carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide, how you know it. Okay? Let's do a few more. So 1 sulfur, so it's just going to be sulfur trioxide. Okay? Next one is B, which is boron. There's just one, so it's boron trichloride. Okay, one that's not mono, or 1 as the first one. Since there's 2, I need to specify that there's 2 because our 1 is already just with the name. Okay, so this will be dinitrogen tetrahydride. Okay. Next one, it's just going to be nitrogen triiodide. And then the last one will be nitrogen trichloride. Okay? So that's how we name these. So the biggest thing here is just memorizing the prefixes and realizing that mono doesn't go on the first element, okay? Only on the second one if there's just one. Okay, next, how do I go from a name to a formula? Well, I need to remember that the prefix goes with the element that it's attached to, okay? So for instance, carbon, since there's no mono there, I know is just one, so it'll be C. And then tetrabromide, so that means Br, and there's 4 of them because the tetra is attached to bromine, okay? Diphosphorus trioxide, okay? So the di is attached to phosphorus, so it'll be P2O3, okay? Phosphorus pentachloride, so no mono, no prefix, so it's just PCl5. Iodine heptafluoride, so it would be IF7, and then my last one is just NO because I have nitrogen monoxide, which just means 1. Okay, so that's it for this video. So make sure that you do the worksheet that's associated with this video, and then once you're done, you can begin working on your review for the test. Thank you.